Hello, everybody. Welcome. We're on Rebel Talk, episode 9. Um, I know I wanted to do the back in time or time travel episode, but I have to admit, I'm not in the mood today again. Today's been like a roller coaster. And what I mean by that is just very emotional today. And if you've watched some of my videos, you know I don't like emotions. And for the simple fact that I can't really balance them out. I mean, I can, like I've gotten much better over the years. I've gotten much better, so I have to give myself props for that. But I don't know. It's just a lot of things have been on my mind, and I guess you can say I've been stuck in the past for a long time. For a while now. So I figured I'd use this time just to give you guys the real me, like the pretty much all of it. Recently, or not recently, because fuck that, it's not recent, but the end of 2017 was a fucked up year. I think it was the end of 2017. I don't know. It was around that time. I'm pretty sure it was the end of 2017. My journal should let me know what it is. Yep, it was around the end of 2017. I went through, I hit a brick wall. A real brick wall. I don't know. I can't honestly say if I was trying to kill myself. I don't know. I mean, not eating, not sleeping, not drinking water for what I think it was like at least 2 to 3 days. Yeah, I guess you could say like maybe I was. I don't know. All I know was I didn't feel like myself. I felt as if in a sense something else was controlling me. Not controlling me like I didn't have control of myself, because that's bullshit. Of course I had control of myself, but more so like I don't know. I guess maybe I can't really explain what happened. I just know that I wasn't being myself. Now, I guess through this period, you see things differently, or you notice things differently, and maybe I was just delusional, or maybe what I experienced was real, and I can't really tell you. All I know is what I experienced. What I experienced was at first it was deep rooted paranoia. I thought nobody I can trust. Um, and I was completely alone, like completely, utterly alone. Like there was nobody else that I could trust. And at this time, I was at Mr. Green. I know this is a story you guys heard, or you didn't hear this part. I was at Mr. Green's parents' house, and his father was home. I know that. I remember that. And for some reason, I noticed, I don't know, I felt paranoid, extreme paranoia, like to the extreme. Like I couldn't trust his father, and I couldn't tell him anything. I couldn't say anything. I didn't want to talk to anybody. And his father was asking me to talk to him, and he got really worried and concerned. And I'm pretty sure I made him scared, which I I understand why, or the result of what happened next was because of that. Um, I'm sure I scared everybody when I did what I did. So I didn't eat for 2 to 3 days, didn't eat, drink, or sleep for 2 to 3 days. So I was probably in comatose or whatever. I don't know, like on the brink of death, pretty much. Because I think it only takes like a couple days with no water, and then you're pretty much you're croaking. So, and I ain't drink, so I ain't drink anything. I didn't eat anything, and I didn't sleep at all. And I do not recommend this. But the first stage was complete paranoia. Like I did not know or did not want to trust anybody, okay? The second stage was, it was like I was lost. Like I didn't know where I was going. And I didn't know what was happening to me. And I didn't know, because I just got in a car. I just got in a car and I started driving. That's all I did. I got in a car and I started driving. Now, I don't know where I was going. I didn't know what I was doing. Once again, I was completely paranoid, didn't know if I was going the right direction. So, paranoia stage lasted for a while, and I ended up driving pretty much all over Ocala and getting lost, didn't know where the hell I was. Pulled into some strange people's driveways a couple times, and then thinking I knew where I was where I was supposed to be, and then I was like, no, this isn't where I'm supposed to be, and then um so then I after that stage I ended up some somewhere. I don't know where the hell I was, but it felt like I was supposed to be there. Then I went through some, I don't know, I seen somebody at some crossroad, some guy. He didn't look familiar to me, but I don't know why he was standing in the middle of the road, and I felt like I had to talk to him or I needed to ask him something. So I was trying to ask him where I was going. I didn't know where I was going, and I asked him, and then he tried to reach into my shirt. So I drove off, obviously. And I ended up somewhere by this empty lot. Grass, it was grassy, empty lot. And something told me get out my car and start walking through there. Now, mind you, I'm in a delusional state of mind. I don't know where I am. I didn't know what was going on. I just knew, I just had a feeling like I was supposed to be there. Then I started walking through there, walking through people's backyards. Didn't know where the fuck I was going, but I did feel like paranoid. But then I knew, I had this feeling I knew where I was going. And for some reason, I was walking through this long grass. It was like up to like at least my waist. Like the grass was up to my waist, and I was walking through it. And for me, it felt like I was walking through a garden. Can't explain how or why, but something in my head told me I was walking through the garden. Specifically, probably the one in Eden. Who fucking knows? So I had this feeling like I was walking through the garden. And then I came to these little stones, and they were like stones. There was like some cross road, like crossing across, and then there was trees or whatever. And like one side, it looked, the side I was standing on looked pretty lit. And then when you got to the tree area, which obviously because of the shade looked darker. But the stones, I don't know why the stones were there either. They're like separating the two. And for me, I thought it was supposed to be something like spiritual, like I was going to a darker place. Clearly I was, but in my mind, I took it as a spiritual meaning of leaving the garden type shit. I don't fucking know. So then I walked over and I crossed it, and I don't know, I walked through it and then I got through that. I don't know how, I can't remember how I felt, so I can't really explain what happened after that. All I know is I like snapped back to, and I was like, let me get back to my car. How the fuck am I gonna find my car? So I made it to the road, and I kind of tried just walking down the road to try to find my car again. So I got to my car, and sure enough, the guy that was there before, the one that tried to reach in my shirt, was standing by my car. Now, I don't know, there was something, I think, something wrong with him, like as far as like he, I think maybe he was like autistic or something like that, because he didn't speak like clearly. Like he was like kind of like mumbly or something like that. Like his speech wasn't clear. Unless maybe I was hearing it wrong. I don't fucking know. But then again, he didn't seem all the way there, and I guess neither was I, so but I mean, at least I had some sense. Like I was able to leave. I knew I didn't want to be around him. He didn't seem like he was trying to hurt me, but I don't know what he was trying to do, and I didn't want him reaching onto me and touching me. Anyways, so then I get in my car and I just start driving again. And I think I started driving and driving and driving, and then at one point I just kind of drove, and then I was driving, and I don't know why, but I started to come to my second phase, which was this overwhelming amount of joy. Like, overwhelming. Like, tears were running through my eyes, and I just felt over amounts of joy. Like, I felt like I was doing, like, I don't know, I can't really explain it if you've never had this much. Like, if you've never felt like overly happy about something to the point where like tears are coming out of the sides of your eyes. Like I can imagine like if people have seen Jesus for the first time, like that's how much fucking joy I had like in my body. Now, I was on this pretty dead end road, not dead, but it was pretty empty. There was some traffic coming, like some was coming. And mind you, it was like early in the fucking morning. I'm talking about like the break of dawn type stuff. Like the sun just got in the sky. So it was still pretty early. So I mean, traffic was not slow, but it was like steady. It was like one car every few minutes, I want to say, or whatever. Yeah, it was one car every few minutes, I want to say. So I wasn't alone, but uh like I was starting to feel all that joy, and then I like looked, or well, this came after. So was driving. Now, mind you, this is the windshield, right? And then like that little bar that separates the windshield, um like on this side, like that holds the windshields in place, so like the two bars, and then this is like the side window, so you have that little bar or whatever, and then the side window, so that piece that separates this part from then you seeing from this part, so that little blank spot. Like, I don't know how to explain it any more than that, but anyways, so I'm driving. Now I see a car coming, a truck coming from the opposite direction. So mind you, I'm watching it. Now the truck gets to, like, passes this way, doom, hits that side piece, that little barrier, that one barrier from the windshield. that part right here, and then my side window. So that truck's coming this way. It hits that barrier and disappears. Like I don't see a car after that. But I felt in my mind, like, and I seen, and straight ahead was like this bright light. I didn't feel pain. I felt overly joyous. I felt like as if I was not the last, the last person on earth, but not like in a place that was unknown. It was like earth, but it felt different. It felt as if in the simplest of terms, to make it easier for you to understand, I felt like I went to heaven. I felt like I went to heaven. And I knew, and the funny thing was, I knew I was there. I knew I was there, and I even tested myself, and I tried to make the sky rain, purple rain, for no fucking apparent reason. I probably was listening to the song, but I looked up in the sky and I said, "Make it rain, purple rain." And sure enough, the sky started raining purple rain. Like I seen it in the sky, like purple rain, and I can't explain. And I felt like I was the only person on earth at that point, and that this whole sky started raining purple rain. And the bright light was still there, which was pretty much the sun. Like the sun was there, but it seemed like more present. I can't really explain it. And I felt I didn't feel any more pain. I felt home. I felt safe. I felt like I made it. I felt like I made it. And I don't know. I can't tell you if I died for real. I can't tell you if I was behind that wheel and I was actually dead. And like, I can't tell you what happened. All I know is that the only two people I thought about on this earth were my dog and Mr. Green. And I needed and I wanted to go back to get them. I wanted to go back and get them because I knew it was fun, and I knew I was safe, and I knew I was home, and I felt like I was in heaven, but I knew I wanted to bring those two with me. I knew that it would be nice and all, but it wouldn't have been the same if without them. Without them. I mean, I still would have all that joy in my heart, but I knew I wanted to bring them to where I was at. I wanted to bring them that much joy. I wanted them to feel that much joy. I wanted to save them, in a sense. I wanted to save them. And I turned around on that road. And the moment I started driving back in the opposite direction, I felt that joy slip away. Like I felt it just pull away from me. And I knew I was coming back to, in a sense, to make it easier to explain, I knew I was coming back to hell. I knew I was coming back to hell. And it's weird because I didn't see any cars while I was driving in that state of mind. But once I got back to quote unquote hell, I started seeing all the cars. Started seeing all the cars. I started seeing the people. I started seeing everything like life again. Now, I don't know anything. I don't know. All I can tell you is how I felt in the moment and what I thought about or the things that were on my mind while everything was happening to me. I could have very well been just super fucking delirious because I had not eaten for what 2 to 3 days at least at this point. I hadn't slept for 2 to 3 days at least for this point, and I hadn't drank any water for 2 to 3 days at least at this point. I do not recommend this shit because I did almost die. You don't know this because I didn't get to that part, but I did almost die. And I almost died in the hospital bed or the bed that they put me in when they had me in there. I probably had, I think what I experienced or what I can explain was probably a seizure. I think I had a seizure, but they don't know about it. They didn't record it because it was late. It was too late for me to kind of warn anybody. But anyways, I'll get to that. So yeah, I got back and then I was just driving and driving and driving. And the paranoia came back. Unable to, I felt lost. I didn't know what to do. The confusion, the paranoia. I just didn't know what to do. I just wanted to get to them. I wanted to get back to his parents' house so I can try to get, or at least just feel that safe. I wanted to be with him. I wanted to tell him what I experienced. I wanted to tell him that I felt like everything was going to be okay. I don't know what would have happened if I actually made it. Maybe I could have explained why I was being so quiet. Maybe I could have just ate and I would have been okay. Maybe I could have just went back there and fell asleep. But I can't go back. I can't go back in time. Unfortunately, I can't go back in time and rewrite history. All I know is that because I did that, I got kicked out because I ended up driving and driving until my car was completely out of gas. And apparently when I came to, like, when my car stopped at a red light, like completely stopped because it didn't have any gas. Like, if you've never ran your car until it doesn't have any gas in its tank, your car's just gonna pretty much cop out, like done. Like, you can't do anything after that. So I was at a red light. I had stopped, do everything regular, like brakes, everything. Stopped at a red light. And then when it was time to go, I hit the gas and the car said nope. And yeah, and I mean, I had like a mini panic, I guess, not a mini panic attack, but I just was like, what the fuck? So I got out the car and I looked at my car and I didn't know what to do. So I was like, let me go try to call. At this time, I didn't even bring my phone. I brought his iPad because I don't know. I don't fucking know. I don't remember why I grabbed it. I think I just grabbed it because I didn't want to leave out the house with nothing as far as like no way to get in contact with anybody. My phone was off at the time anyway, so it was like it's not like I can use my phone anyways, but so I guess I don't know. The police ended up showing up because obviously some girls called and my car looked a hot mess. Not to mention, I think when I came to, because a lot of the shit on the road was fuzzy. Like, I don't remember, like, driving around. Like, some parts of it are blacked out. Like, I don't remember what. And that's what I'm trying to say is, like, I don't know if I probably did, like, pass out behind the wheel or not. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't have that knowledge. All I know is that I did at some points do some joyriding where I was pushing on like some empty roads. I was pushing like 100, 110, like the fastest my car could go. And with no fear at all. Like, no fear that I was going to get in an accident. No fear that, I probably could die. I mean, I almost flipped the car over. I lost control at one point because I think something came in the middle. I don't know if something was in the middle of the road and I didn't want to hit it. So I kind of swerved out the way and almost swerved, and then my car almost flipped over. Thank God that didn't happen. But I did run into like some signs because I was driving really fast in residential areas. Look, when they say that it's like driving under the influence when you drive and you're sleepy and tired, that shit is no joke, because I literally was feeling like I don't know, like dumb behind the wheel. But then again, I wasn't aware. I wasn't really in my right state of mind. So anyways, so when the police showed up, they started asking me questions, and I'm in extreme paranoia. I'm not answering these questions. I don't know what the police want. And plus, they asked me questions about stuff I didn't even know. Like, they asked me what happened to my car. My car had, the whole bumper of my car was gone. Like, it was gone. That happened to be the part that had the fucking license plate on it. Why would they fucking do that? I don't know, because that was dumb. Like, anytime I lost a license plate, anytime I would have lost a bumper, I would have lost the license plate automatically. It just happened to be this time too. So the back bumper was gone, so my license plate wasn't on the car. So of course the cops are gonna ask questions, multiple questions, like what are you doing with the car? Blah 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 blah. I just lied a lot because I didn't know I didn't want to get in trouble. I didn't want to get in trouble. I didn't want them to arrest me, which obviously they were going to do anyway, because I was talking like I didn't know who the hell they were, which I don't. I'm not about to give out my personal information and all that stuff, and people I don't even know what the reason I'm being held up for. But anyways, so then I ended up getting transferred to the psych ward, that place that I've been to before. Except this time I went back and I was refusing to do anything. Extreme paranoia will make you do that. Extreme fearfulness will make you do a lot of crazy shit. And I was extremely scared. Did I have reason to be? No, not really, because I've been here before and I knew the routine and blah, 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 blah. But this time I didn't want to cooperate. And like I said, I don't know. I felt like something was taking over me. And it was not a good feeling at all. It was really scary and dark. And a lot that came out of my mouth was the numbers 666. And it was like I was trying to read people's thoughts and trying to be in people's heads. And yeah, I know that's scary. And that sounds extremely dark. But something, I don't know what it was. I mean, I'm not really a religious person, so I don't really believe in like the whole Bible thing. I think Bible's made by man anyway, so. But a lot of what came out of my mouth was a lot of religious stuff. I know. And how could I not believe that when clearly I was? But then again, I think a lot of that was an influence because of the way I was taught and raised and grew up on Bible my grandmother trying to shove the Bible down my throat. And so I don't believe in that. I believe in darkness and I believe in light, because that's energy. Energy is definitely something that is clear. Energy is definitely something that's obvious. Does it have to be bad or good? I don't fucking know. I don't know. All I know is what I can tell you. So, anyways, so maybe like after 2 more days in that hospital, I was pretty much going really fucking mad, like to the point where I'm walking in circles on one fucking tile for and like at least an hour or two, like just walking in a circle. And it must have been like day 4 or 5 where I still was not eating, drinking, or sleeping. I don't even think it was day 4 or 5, because I think I probably would have been dead by then. It must have been day like 4, maybe 4, I don't know. So it was like that. I just kept going in a circle and hoping and praying that, that I just get some kind of sign or something, that I don't die or something. So I didn't feel good. Didn't feel good at all. So then, I don't know. I ended up getting something. I know I heard there was some other messages that came through. And I ended up, apparently, I talked to some people, like some of my family. I talked to them while I was in there. I talked to Mr. Green. I passed on some messages to them about stuff, mostly underworld stuff. Hell if I know. I don't know. Then, I guess somebody signed off and said I had to take medication. Which, if you know me, I hate medication. I can understand why they did it. I understand. Everybody was scared for me. I was scared for my damn self. I know I eventually started eating and drinking. But then slowly I started to come back around. It just felt like a lot of stuff was happening, and I don't even know if I comprehended a lot of it. All I know is that after, even afterwards, even after the next few days after eating, drinking, sleeping, and feeling like I had more control over myself, something was still giving me messages, or something was telling me stuff. And there was a lot of things I started learning, or a lot of things or messages I was picking up on, that things I didn't even know before, or things I just didn't think about before, or, things I didn't even want, you just can't even imagine, and I don't know if these are right, these are wrong. I don't know any of that shit. All I know is, now I think about things and I analyze things differently. Excuse me. But anyways, so the reality is, now I got I got out of that hospital or facility by my parents. My parents came and picked me up because apparently Mr. Green and his dad didn't want me staying with him anymore, which I understand completely why. I'm pretty sure that's scary. That's fucking scary. And who the fuck would want somebody in their house talking that madness or acting that reckless? I would probably be like that too. I don't know. I wouldn't know because I never came in contact with that, but I can see their point of view about it. I guess it just sucks because I just had everything riding on, not everything. Well, yeah, pretty much everything riding on that was gonna work out, and yet it just didn't. Like, it didn't. So now what? It's been like a year later. So I'm still not doing so great. I mean, I can laugh about it now. It's not as hard or painful now, but still not doing so great. Still pretty much exactly where I was before, except I got like new gadgets, like I got a fancier laptop. I got a little bit more self control. I'm able to, I have less down days, less days of depression and deep resentment. I smile more, I laugh more. I mean, these are things that people don't think is like an accomplishment, but if you've seen me, like, I want to fucking, this is the journal I started writing in, like, towards the end of that year. This is the journal I wanted Mr. Green to have. He knows about it. He just doesn't know what it contains. If I can allow you guys to go, if you guys want to know me, this book contains so much about me. And I just want to give you guys a brief look. So I'm going to read a passage from at random because I don't give a fuck. This is me. All right. April 27th, 2018, 10:03 p.m. I unfortunately cannot stop thinking about him, so I'm going to have to consider it a bad thought, try to change my mind, focus on other things whenever I start to think about that son of a bitch. It pisses me off that it even had to come to this. I'm not even blaming you anymore because I should have known better. This is my fault. I seen things about you that all screamed not the one, and yet I pushed. Then I decided to leave. I should have just stuck to it. Why was I so undecisive? Unlike me? Oh, well, all I can do now is make sure I stop this bad habit in its tracks. Now, pick one or the other. Live with one or the other. Does blank Mr. Green is blank, deserve to be in my life? No, he's not loyal, unreliable, indecisive, a liar, a cheater, not to mention a manipulator. Fuck him and look for another. Wasn't having a good day that day. I have really good ones though. I'm not trying to look for any, I'm just picking random ones. So that was one. Let's see if I can find a better one than that. Probably not, though. A lot of this is probably going to be back and forth, which, like I said, my brain does that. It's not, and I think most people's brains do this because we don't have clear answers. Nobody has, like, a direct way of how to live, and we're kind of all just poking around looking for something, right? So I wanted to admit that I'm not perfect. I still live in my parents' house. I'm broke as fuck. I have $25,000 in debt right now. Like, I'm not trying to give you guys a fake me. Like, no. I don't wear real nails. This is my real nails are like this long. Well, these are longer underneath here, but if I break these off, they'll probably be just as short as this because I tend to bite my nails. Like, I have weird. I don't fall in love easily. I pick like certain people to fall in love with that tend to be just as bad as ever. Like, they're not like that when I first meet them, but like they just turn out bad. I don't know why, or not bad, but like they they start to like show me who they are, and I have this weird way of believing in the good in them and tending not to see the bad, or trying not to see the bad, or trying not to judge them. So I don't like to judge people, which ends up getting me hurt. I put a lot more trust in people than I should. And then when I do get hurt, I close myself off from everybody from loving me. Everybody. Because I'm afraid to fall in love again. And I have to stop doing that because it's not fair. Because a lot of people are looking for me. A lot of people can see me. Like, I'm not trying to brag or say like that I don't know I'm a special person. I know I'm a special person because random people come up to me and they just talk to me like as if they know I'm on a path to something greater than this. Like, I can't explain it. Like, and I'm not even trying to say like that doesn't happen to probably most other people, but I don't go around like trying to look flashy or try to do something different, or I'm pretty much to myself most of the time. But random people come up to me like the other day at the mall, like this woman didn't know I was just getting food, and she stops and she goes, "You know what? You're a special person. You know that?" And she's a firm believer in God. I'm not. I told her, "I'm not, ma'am. I'm not a believer of that." She said, "Well, he's got a plan for you." I don't. I can't make this shit up. Like, and this happens to me often. Often. Now, I don't blame other people for me getting in the way of me, because I know it's me getting in the way of me. But I'm just saying, I don't give up. I don't ever give up. I have to find that I have to stop letting people try to turn my love into hate, because I don't want to hate anybody. I don't want to hate nobody. I love everybody. I don't want to hate anybody. And I don't like to judge people either. So I have my good days and I have my bad days just like anybody else. So yeah, sometimes it gets the better of me. But here goes another entry from May 24th, 2018, 9:58 p.m. I love you, blank, Mr. Green, obviously. And that won't ever change. But if you think for one moment I'm going to let you stop me, you better watch and learn. Regardless of what I think or believe, I'm always going to make sure I'm good first. And if that makes you feel some type of way, then I'm not sure what to tell you. I miss you, definitely, but you will not stand in my way any longer, and I will not stand in my own way either. I'm looking towards the future, a better life. So that's a good day. I want to keep reading from this because I feel like it's helpful. And I feel like if he ever does try to like watch or look for me, he can know that I wasn't lying about anything. I have good days and I have bad days, And everything about me that happened throughout that year is in here. Everything I felt about that year is in here. I tried telling you, I tried to warn you, I tried to give you everything, but if you didn't listen to me, I definitely wrote it in here for you. You don't read, you don't have it. You don't have it. And it would tell you the truth. It would tell you the whole entire truth. Nothing but the fucking truth. But I guess that's all I really have today. I know it was a long day, so hopefully you guys watch it all the way through. If not, I understand. Today was, I want to say it was useful. I learned some stuff about myself that I want to just give you guys real me, and this is me. Somebody who's lost and confused as anybody else. Doesn't know what's going to happen. Knows that I just want my life. I just want to be peaceful inside. That's all I ever want. Peace, love, and happiness at the end of the day. And I don't think I honestly think if anybody had to choose that over money, wouldn't they choose those three things? Like if I offered you one hand, peace, love, happiness, or would you want $1 million? Like, are most people gonna pick $1 million and keep all of the pain and stuff that they have now? You could drink so much, you could smoke so much, you can do all of that stuff, but that stuff, your pain's never gonna go away. I choose not to hide it. I choose not to let it fester. If it comes, it comes. If I start crying, I start crying, but I get it out. Tomorrow's a different day, or whatever. Tomorrow's a different day. So I go to sleep, I wake up, I'm brand new. I don't have to be crying anymore or whatever. But I have my good days and I have my bad days. I don't try to be fake for anything. It's not even worth it. What's the point? What's the point? Just holding on to everything for what? It's never gonna go away. And mind you, it's still been a while since, and like I said before, I'm not even sure when I'm supposed to heal for that. I know I'm just not giving up. I'm gonna keep trying to heal from it. I'm still trying to heal from it. Not say that it doesn't hurt. Not saying that it doesn't hurt still. It's just I have good days where I know I've conquered it, and then other days I just feel like I have to revisit. I don't know why either. It's probably because I'm stuck in grief. And there's a passage about that in there too, like where I feel like, how could somebody put you through this much pain or agony, or know that you're in this much pain and then sleep well at night? Like, but it's not him. It's not his fault, right? I just haven't been able to get to my destination yet. And not that I'm not trying. So I just refuse to block it. If I'm supposed to feel this way, I'm supposed to feel this way. I'm not going to go out there and try to wipe away and hold down the pain and da-da-da-da-da. And then, no, if I'm angry, I'm angry, but I'll write it out. I'll make sure I write it out. If I'm crying, I'm crying. I'm not going to I try my best not to pour it out onto other people. So hopefully nobody else is feeling sorry. Don't feel sorry for me. Don't feel sorry for me. This is not the point of this. The point of this is I just want to pass on the message that everybody has pain inside of them. Just because they put a smile on their face and they're happy all the fucking time, doesn't mean that they don't have it or that they're not feeling it. Maybe that day is a good day for them. Everybody has good days. Everybody has bad days. That's why I said judgment is a very tricky thing. You can't judge anybody for anything unless you could look in the mirror and say, well, I'm a perfect person. Pretty sure you can't. I'm pretty sure you will never be able to do that. But the one thing I don't try to do is judge other people. I try to let people live however the fuck they feel like it, because who am I to say your life is what you do? What a blah blah blah. Who am I? Who am I? No, I'm nobody. Just as you're nobody, I'm not nobody. Nothing like that. So I can't tell you unless you come to me, you want advice from me. You want my advice, I'm gonna give it to you. And I'm gonna be straight up honest. But the only thing I can do is give you my perspective, what I see and how I would deal with it if I were in your shoes. But that's it. That's the only way. It would be me putting myself in your shoes and telling you what I would do if I was you. But then again, I can't really do that because I'm only looking from my perspective. If I was looking from your perspective, I don't know how I would react. I don't know because I'm not you. You are you. Your perspective is yours. So that's where I'm going to leave this at because it's late. So your perspective is yours. I love you guys. Spread love. Think for yourself. Live free. Thanks for listening.